Welcome to Human Potential at Work, the show where we explore social impact, inclusion, and empowerment of everyone, including persons with disabilities. Get ready to be inspired, hear success stories, and learn tips and principles for bringing out the best in everyone.
Hello, everyone. This is Human Potential at Work, and I'm your host, Debra Rue. As a reminder, I am the CEO of Rue Global, and we are market influencers for the community of people with disabilities in the aging market. We are recording this show this morning live from Virginia, and Hurricane Michael just came through and knocked out all of our electricity. So I am recording in my son's home, and I do want to just say that I also have this gigantic bump on my head where I hit my own self with a car door. It's amazing that you can do that. But so just wanted to tell you, if it's looking a little different today, it's because Hurricane Michael came and visited Virginia. So our guest today is Sam Latif, and she's with Procter Gamble. And I had the pleasure to speak to her first online, and then we met in person at the Enabling Conference. And this woman is changing the world. So how could she not be on this show when she's changing the world? She usually lives in England, I believe, right, Sam? Yes, but today she is joining us in the United States. She also got to experience some of Hurricane Michael because she's joining us from Baltimore. She's at the National Federation of the Blind Conference, and we have some really fun things to talk about today. So, Sam, let's start by, will you tell the audience a little bit about who you are and your work at Procter & Gamble, and actually what you're going to do to save the world, because I'm very excited about your work.
Hi, good morning, everybody. So my name is Sam Latif, and for the last 3 years at Procter & Gamble, I've been working in a newly created role as the inclusive design consultant for the company, leading the inclusive design strategy across multiple businesses. And prior to that, I was working in Procter & Gamble in IT for 15 years. Across multiple businesses, multiple regions, including our beauty care, family care, and baby care businesses as well in IT.
And tell us why, because I know some of this behind the scenes, but why do you think that we need inclusive design? Why is this something that's important to you as an individual, Sam?
Inclusive design for me as an individual who is blind, who wants to live an ordinary life, being able to access everyday products, everyday packaging, everyday services, can be very, very challenging, because when those things have been created, quite often they've never considered the needs of people with disabilities or people who are blind. So that makes it very difficult to sometimes be able to access these products, packaging, services, because they haven't been designed for people like me. And for me, is something that I think is very important to be done, because the more it just makes business sense, but also it's the right thing to do. There's 1.3 billion people in the world. 1.3 billion is a really big number. It's the same size as a country like China. And these people have disabilities, whether it's with their vision, with dexterity, with cognition. And if, the big opportunity for businesses is to really use the insights of this 1.3 billion people to help better design the products so that you can very comfortably access them, and you have more consumers, people who can actually use your products.
And I'm excited that Procter & Gamble decided to start with Herbal Essences, because that's just a product I personally have been using since I was a young woman. I've always used it. I like the way it feels in my hair. I like a lot of things about the product, but I also really like the way it smells. But we were talking, as we were talking about what y'all were doing at Procter & Gamble and with the Herbal Essences brand. And I know that when my mother passed away the last day of the year last year, I inherited, all of her stuff. And I got her shampoo and conditioner bottles, and she had written a big S, a huge font size, probably a font size of 500 S and a C on them. And because when she was in the shower, she could not see the labeling. And I thought, oh, that's a good idea. And then because I have for years found that I can't tell which one is conditioner and which one is shampoo either, except by putting it in my hand and feeling it. And when I told you that, you said, well, why don't y'all tell us that you're, coming up with these different ways? Because you've now gotten all these really creative ways people have worked around this problem. Because the reality is a lot of us can't see in the shower. A lot of us can't. If you have contacts, if you wear glasses, I mean, just using this one example as a product packaging that needed to be redesigned. Think about those of us. My husband has had glasses since he was a little boy, so he can't see in the shower. So we all benefit from the work that is being done here at Procter & Gamble and that Sam is leading. So I think it's very exciting. So tell us more, Sam, about this, what we're doing here with Herbal Essence. And I also would like to challenge the community a couple of times to hashtag Herbal Essences and go out, tag Procter & Gamble. Let's tell them as a community why we really appreciate that they're including us, because we must reward the brands that are including us. And this is a wonderful example and a way that we can all get involved. So I'm going to keep telling you, go out and thank Procter & Gamble and tag Herbal Essences. So Sam, tell us more about how it got started with this particular part of the brand.
Yeah, sure. So basically, the idea came from my own personal insights and frustrations. Like you say, growing up, I've always found my own compensating way of telling the difference between shampoo and conditioner in the shower. Sometimes your mum put a large C or a S for conditioner or shampoo. Well, I used to put elastic bands on one and not the other, or sometimes I would put sellotape on conditioner. Sometimes I would put sellotape on one and forget which one was which. And then I used to have shampoo on the top, conditioner on the bottom, and that didn't work when you started living with other people. And then they used to put it on different, they didn't respect the rule. So I used to do all of those things. And then the insight just came to me because I started putting tactile stickers onto the bottles. So I had bought this tactile square sticker for shampoo and a circle for conditioner, and I stuck it on the bottle. And it was then I realized that, wait a minute, we could probably do this. Like, I'm working for a big consumer goods company. I have this insight. Why don't, it's my duty to tell the business that this is actually a problem. It's probably not something that consumers will complain about, because generally we don't complain, we just get on with it. You find your own way of getting around the problem. So it's not that many people would be complaining about this, but based on my insight, I wanted to see whether we could actually make the experience in the shower more delightful. And how about not having to think about it, and every single shampoo bottle that you touch would have a unique signage, and every single conditioner bottle would have a different signage. And so that's kind of what got me started on this journey. I realized that maybe I, together with Herbal Essences, would have the power to change this, because the thing that I've realized is that no brand, no matter who they are, nobody goes out deliberately to make things difficult for people with disabilities or people who are blind. It's just that they don't know. So people just didn't know. So a lot of effort went into raising the awareness internally in the company, conducting research with people with low and no vision. And really, it was so amazing to visit these people. We came up with some prototypes very early on, and we shared them with many consumers who had low or no vision. We let them use the product for 2 weeks in their homes, and we then went back and visited them to ask them, was this helpful? And the response was really overwhelming. The team was very emotional, because these people were in tears. These people were saying that this is something that that they hadn't complained about, but, a company like P&G had started thinking about it. And they really appreciated that this was a small, simple change, but it made a massive difference in their life. And they actually, they were not wanting to return the samples to us because it was so, it was so amazing for them. So after that, we were determined as a team that we were just, no matter what, we were going to take this to market because of the response of these consumers, because we had saw the difficulty that they had in the shower. And it wasn't just my problem, it was other people's problem as well. There's 23 million people in the US who do have low or no vision. So it was a bigger problem than people may have realized at the beginning. And it was incredible. The Herbal Essences team have just, the other nice thing has been that because this is something that's really touching and improving people's lives, the Herbal Essences team have been super passionate. And in terms of finding a technical solution, it wasn't easy. We've been on a journey for about 3 years to find a way that we could implement this on our production lines, to find the right technology, and to make it, cost effective. And the team really went above and beyond to find something that we could scale. And I think the drive was the wanting to help this community of people with low vision. So it's been an incredible journey, and it's just the start, and we've reached our first milestone, and it's so nice to see, and I'm really looking forward to the future.
And I think, some people might listen to this story and say, it's shampoo, it's conditioner, but do think about how important this conversation is. There's a lot of things that are happening here. First of all, Procter & Gamble believes in hiring talented people with disabilities, and they believe in putting them in, really important roles like Sam's role. So first of all, as a community, we need to applaud that. Second of all, you look at the Herbal Essences team really caring about what the consumers think and the opportunity they have to really create a game change here, because and I can't even imagine all the different steps that had to go through, because this does have to make sense for Procter & Gamble. They have to make sure this packaging doesn't add a lot of money to the creation of these products, or they're going to have to pass that to consumers, and we're all going to whine and complain about it. So, but also think of all the products that Procter & Gamble has. So knowing that they're committed to including us, I think is a very important point. I also think an important point, Sam's talking about some of the numbers, 23 million Americans that have low vision or blind. Those numbers are growing because the baby boomers are acquiring these disabilities, some for the first time in their lives. And once again, many of us wear glasses and contacts, and when we get in the shower, we can't see things. But just think where this could go. That is what's exciting. So this is about employment. This is about the supply chain. This is about design. This is about listening to your customers. It's very, very exciting. And I really, once again, I'm going to keep nagging everybody, but I really hope that we go out, we tag Herbal Essences and Procter & Gamble and all of our social media. And we write letters to the CEO of Procter & Gamble and say, thank you for including us if we're people with disabilities. Thank you for including us if we have low vision or can't see in the shower. Thank you for including us. Thank you for being a socially responsible and socially conscious brand. So even if you don't have a disability, but you really care about corporations that are trying to make the world a better place, one shampoo bottle at a time, we all need to come out on social media and thank them. And just this alone not only will encourage them to continue to do these things, but it's going to encourage other brands to say, what in the world is Procter & Gamble doing over there? So this is how we change things. So I think it's very, very exciting. And I really do believe it's a game changer. So Sam, I know you very generously have sent me bottles of the shampoo and conditioner. I haven't gotten them yet, but when I'm speaking at conferences in the next period of time, I will be giving out samples. But you also can get samples in other ways. But Sam has a sample that she wants to show us. It's not the actual bottle because it's another building, but she's going to explain it to us. And I'll tell you, she's going to cover up her face when she's doing it to make sure y'all can see what she's showing. But give us a little tactile demonstration.
Okay, yeah. So so let me explain the innovation here. Very soon in every store in the US, you will be able to find this invention on our Herbal Essences biorenewal bottle. On the back, just below the back label on the back of the bottle, there'll be 4 vertical lines that are tactile that you can touch that will tell you it's shampoo. And on the conditioner below the label, below the back label, you'll find 2 rows of horizontal dots to remind you that it's conditioner. Now, what we wanted to do was to help educate people, because this is a new invention. People won't know what the lines stand for or what the dots stand for in the beginning. It's not complicated, but people will need to be educated. So as part of the education, we've come up with an inclusive leaflet to tell people all about this. And I'm going to show you this leaflet and describe it for those who can't see. So I have a piece of A4 paper here, and on the A4 paper, the black lines are tactile, so you can feel. So what I can feel on this paper in the center is 2 outlines of bottles, Herbal Essences bottles. In the middle, inside the bottle, they're empty. Apart from there's the vertical lines at the bottom for shampoo and dots for conditioner. And in print below the bottles, it tells you this, so sighted people can read it. And on the side in Braille, it also tells you shampoo and conditioner. And then for blind people, if they want to see what the Herbal Essences logo is like, they'll be able to touch it. They'll be able to touch the petals as well. And I'm actually trying to see if I can even get it scented. So that's work in progress, but we're trying to put some of our top scents into the bottle. So when you rub the stripes or the dots, you would be able to smell some of our top scents. So this was a way I wanted to try and make the educational material inclusive as possible. And I'm really happy that we've come up with this as an idea.
Well, and it's a brilliant idea. It's funny. It's once again, I think some people might think, well, this is such a small thing, but a sensory enhanced bottle. Think about the power of that. I'm a big, I love the innovations and technology anyway, but I just think this is so cool. I know that I've seen a commercial where Dove they brought on a model. They used a model that was blind, and she talked about the lotion and the smell of the lotion and the feel of the lotion and how it made her skin. And they really touched on the sensory part of it. And I thought, oh, that's I thought it was a very smart marketing thing. But now you're taking it a big step forward and saying, yeah, but we could using your words, sensory enhance these bottles so that all of a sudden, this is not just about shampoo and conditioner. This is about understanding people are different in the world and that people use products differently. And some of us, can see, some of us can't see, some of us can see, but we can't see when we're in the shower. Some of us can hear. So I just love the beauty. I just love the beauty of this program. And so once again, I really hope that Procter & Gamble and Herbal Essences just gets such a flood of consumers going out and buying these products. I would hope everybody would go out and buy a whole bunch of Herbal Essence products, regardless of whether you get the sensory enhanced bottles. Write letters thanking Procter & Gamble. Write letters to their CEO. I'd like the CEO to get 20,000 letters from consumers saying, thank you, because a lot of times all we do, sometimes is all we complain. And so we need to reward these brands that are including us. But at the same time, think where this might lead us in other ways. Procter & Gamble is an enormous corporation, and what are they going to learn from this? And then they have somebody as talented as Sam working there, really advocating as a designer for our community. But at the same time, she wants us to be a win for Herbal Essences, for Procter and Gamble, for the community. I just loved this story. And I'd like to, Sam, if you don't mind, I'd like to talk a little bit about the marketing campaign that you are going to do. And as you said, this is partially about education as well. So can you talk a little bit about how you're going to make sure, besides our show today and others, um, and once again, if you're listening and you have your own show, I would highly recommend Sam as a guest. Let's really get behind them and, have this be the most successful campaign ever, because that will encourage other brands to follow their steps. And Procter and Gamble has only begun. So Sam, tell us more about how you're going to roll this out.
So we created a video in partnership with a media company called Attention, and they created a 2-minute video that's currently online. It's on our Herbal Essences YouTube page, which talks about the journey that we've been on and explains the new signage on the bottles. So that was launched yesterday. We also had a press release yesterday morning as well. And then several media magazines have covered the story already. So we had an exclusive with people.com. We've also been featured in quartz.com and bustle.com. There's been some nice coverage there. But to be honest, the best way is sharing the video with friends, family, colleagues. Everybody I know has, they've looked at the video, they've shared the video, they're commenting on it. And I think that's the most authentic way that we can market this. This has touched a lot of P&G people. This has made them feel so proud. The Herbal Essences team are absolutely delighted. It was obviously a big step for them. This is something that they've not done before. But now they feel so proud. They're delighted. And I think, we just want to share it authentically. We want to hear feedback. I think for me and the team, it's so important that we hear from people, we hear from individuals if this is helpful. This is a small thing that helps people to become independent. It helps people to become confident in the shower. You don't ever have to ask anybody again, what's shampoo, what's conditioner. You can just touch and tell. And for me, that's just one thing, and that's now been made easy for this community, and happy to work on other things in the future. It's just so important to get the feedback. Like you said, Debra, it's very, very important.
Yeah, it's, we often talk about how big our community is. So you mentioned 1.3 billion people. And then, of course, we start adding in the caregivers, people that love somebody with a disability, and the numbers are enormous. And my daughter with Down syndrome, she doesn't read that well. And so something like this it'd be very easy for her to understand. And yes, these are small steps, but once again, sometimes you just have to start, and then you have the opportunity. Where could this go? It's very exciting. And I was even thinking about when I travel internationally, and sometimes I travel to countries where I don't speak the native language. And so that's another opportunity for me. It's like if I'm using the shampoo and the conditioner that is in the hotel and it's not in my native language, once again, I'm sort of stuck. So what they're doing at Procter and Gamble and with Herbal Essences is they're changing everything. They're changing the dynamics. And what could we do in the future with these sensory enhanced bottles? And it's just so exciting. It's like when we created text to speech and speech to text. It was interesting, but then it got very interesting when our phones started being able to talk to us, and our computers and our cars, our washing machines can talk to us, our refrigerators. So this is very exciting and goes right into a lot of the appreciating brands that appreciate us and that are listening to us, and brands that are trying to be innovative. The community we are really a large community, but if we would reward the brands and tell the brands, thank you for trying, and hey, have you thought about this? We could actually change. We could change our world one shampoo bottle at a time. I don't think we could understate how important this is. This is not just about shampoo and conditioner, but as a community, we need to go out and buy, we need to sell out all the herbal essences. Go to our stores, wipe out every single one of the herbal essences products, start handing them out and say, this is why I'm doing it. And then share the videos, and let's really rally behind this brand and behind Sam. Sam is us. She is part of our community. And I think if we could really do this at a grassroots level, we can blow this away, and we can change this for everything. It's for everybody. And once again, just the pride you talked about, the Herbal Essence team is showing with this thing. Now they're thinking, oh, well, what if we could do this? Well, what about this? It allows them even more so to understand us as consumers. So I'm really stoked. I was stoked the first time I met you, Sam. I was very impressed with how brilliant you are. But so tell us what's next.
So before I move on to what's next, what we do have is the video I mentioned. We have the video fully inclusive as well. So we have an audio described version, and it's closed captioned as well. And we have the tactile packaging. So I think what's next is really down to the consumers. We really need to see and learn. This is a journey that we're on. Of course, this is a big step that Herbal Essences have taken. So we need to spend some time seeing how the consumers react, whether it's something that they like. And then my vision is to make this a new signage for all shampoo bottles. If this works, this could be something that we can do in the future, not just Procter & Gamble, but every shampoo bottle having the vertical lines for shampoo, and conditioner bottles having dots on the back label. So just like there's standard signage for things like laundry, I want this to be the standard interactive signage for shampoo and conditioner anywhere in the world, any size of product. The other thing that we are also doing is making all of our advertising accessible as Procter & Gamble. So we are the first advertiser, I believe, in the US now to be anything that we're going to be creating from now onwards will automatically have audio description built in. So we've now made this into our advertising process. So I'm really delighted with our marketing and creative agencies who are working with us to make this come to life as well.
That is very exciting. My latest book is called Inclusion Branding, and that's what I've been talking about. Tell us, yes, it's like brands, tell us if you're trying to include us. Tell us if you are hiring talented people with disabilities. Tell us if you're keeping your aging workers in the workforce because they add value to your workplace. And so we're definitely going to share the link to the video. We're going to remind you of the hashtag, but hashtag Herbal Essences. And we want to take this on all social media mediums. And yes, we're blessed that this is rolling out in the US, but let's talk about this globally. Let's really reward them. And I love that it's touching all the marketing, and that, this show, we do live captioning. Today we have Wendy from Archive Captioning. She is doing a lovely job with our live captioning today. And as a host of a show, I have to pay for that. I have to pay for it. It's more expensive. And then what we have to do is we have to take the captioning file and place it on the video to make sure it stays accessible. And we have to do transcriptions. It's a little bit more work and effort, but why would I put something out that everybody can't use? That would just seem to be defeating the purpose of this entire show. So knowing that Procter & Gamble is making the same commitment, and think how, this is a big game changer. And that's why I'm really hoping. I remember one time I was speaking, Sam, to the National Down Syndrome Congress, and there were 4,000 families at this this conference, and I said, if only us 4,000 families wrote letters to the Procter and Gambles of the world that are including people with disability in their workforce, they're listening to our needs, they're really embracing this, they're including us in their marketing. Think what a game changer that would be. So we do have a responsibility as the community to reward these individuals and these brands that are really trying to include us. So I'm really hoping we will do a major, really do show what, flex our muscles, I guess, and
Yeah.
really reward you. But why, because I know this answer, but tell me why you decided to roll this out yesterday.
Because it was the 11th of October and it's World Sight Day. So we made a deliberate choice to announce this yesterday. So let me be clear, we made the press release and the announcement yesterday on World Sight Day. We started producing it in our factory last month, and we're hoping that it will hit the stores by January next year, sorry. So yeah, it's not in the stores yet because I was checking yesterday. It should be in store by January.
Well, and I'm going to keep checking. Every time I go to the store, I'm going to check and see if it's in, because I'm so blessed that I'm going to get some bottles myself, but I actually want to buy some. So as soon as I know, I'll start tweeting about it and saying it's here at CVS or Walgreens or Walmart or wherever it's going to go, Target. Whoever's going to get it first, we'll have to challenge them to get it on your shelves before your competitors. But this is very exciting, and I do think this is a game change, and we want to support you, Sam. We want to support you. We want to applaud Herbal Essences and Procter and Gamble, and we'll make sure all the information's out there. But and I know I've gone over, because I have a tendency to do that when I get excited about the topic. But Sam, before we go, tell the audience how they can follow you on social media. And also some of the other, we know that it's very easy to find Procter & Gamble. Please, on all of your tweets, all of your posts on Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Instagram, make sure you tag Herbal Essences. And I'm tagging Procter & Gamble too. I want them to see the power of what we do. But how about, we want to tag you too, Sam. We want to thank them for hiring you and all the brilliant work you're doing. So tell us how we can find out more about you.
I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, and Twitter as well. So you can look for Sam Latif, and you should be able to find me on any of those. Okay,
great. So if we wanted to reach out and give you comments, that's one way we could do it.
Also email me. I'm happy to be emailed. My email address is latif, Latif, .s@pg.com. So people can just write to me directly as well, if they want. And not just on herbal, but I'm looking across other businesses as well. So any insights that people might have that you would like me to take forward into the company, I would love to do that.
And she's a wonderful speaker. So great person to invite to speak and keynote speak for you. She just is the whole package. We're very excited to have Sam as a representative of our community. So thank you so much. Thank you, Sam. Thank you to Herbal Essence. Thank you to Procter & Gamble. And as a community, let's really get behind this. We'll make sure we have all the tags. We'll keep tweeting about it. I will be tagging Sam and all of them too, so you'll be able to find her that way. But I hope you'll all join me and going and buying a whole bunch of Herbal Essence products to thank them for including us and employing us and using us in their marketing, because they're using talented individuals and models that have vision loss and blind in these marketing commercials too. So we really need to applaud them. So Sam, thank you so much for all of your work. We really do appreciate you. And I also want to say thank you to Doug Foresta, my producer too. But Sam, let me turn it over to you for final words.
Thanks very much, Deborah, for all the kind words and giving me the opportunity to represent Herbal Essences and Procter Gamble today. I really am delighted that we have we're launching, and it's been an amazing journey over the last 3 years, and it's really incredible that we're actually, we've actually done it. So really looking forward to learning from everyone on their experience and how we can make the world even more inclusive moving forward. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you, everybody, and we will see you next week. Bye.